I am. I'm unmuted now. Rookie mistakes are happening. I need to start this thing all over. I didn't say too much anyway, so don't even worry about it. I didn't say too much. I was just trying to get myself all hyped up. So good evening to each and every one of you guys. Here's the funny thing is, I see if I can bring this. I'm gonna bring this with me. So I have my little device here. I don't know if you guys can see it. This thing right here. So this is my board that I normally mess with. However, I was muted on the dang computer. Watch out now. We here now, folks. So, folks, hello. My man Lawrence Owens is in the building. Lawrence, I was about to hit you up. I think if you have the time, jump on with your boy. I might send you the link. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the things to talk about. But folks, big things are happening, man. Around the league, there's not much going on right now. Deshaun Watson apparently is poo-pooing the bed. That's what rust will do to you. Rust will do that to you, folks. The rust will do that to you. Where you haven't played in what? A year and a half? You know what I'm saying? So it's going to happen. And right now, people are going to shit all over Deshaun Watson. And rightfully so. He's put himself in that position, and he's got a big old hole to dig himself out of. It's going to take some time, but it is what it is, man. But listen, folks, preseason is upon us. The Patriots lose once again. That's always a good day. The loss of the Giants. Tyrod Taylor was doing his thing. Brian Hoyer was the quarterback, but it's indicative of what's happening with the Patriots. I'm sorry, folks. The Patriots, anytime I get a chance, you guys already know what it is, man. I'm a poo-poo all over the damn Patriots. I'm a poo-poo. Hey, Lawrence Oren, I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna send you a link shortly, my guy. So hang tight, because I just gotta get a few things off, and then we'll get you into the show. Folks, we got a big game tomorrow because it's preseason. It's not really a big game, right? However, there are going to be some players that we really want to see what's happening. So in the chat right now, whoever's in the chat right now, let me know who the players that you're looking forward to seeing, right? And I've got my ranking. I've got them. I'm going to be ranking them from 5 up to 1. All right. And I'm curious, who are you looking forward to seeing play, get on the field, and see something? You need to see something from this player, right? You need to see something from this team. I'm curious, by the way. I'd love to know. By the way, shout out to everyone in the chat right now. My man Brian Bowers is in the building. What's good? Mafia Talk's in the building. I see you, Mafia Talk. Phil Harrington. I see you, man. D. Raleigh. I see you, bro. Carlos Hayes. What's happening, man? Louisiana repping. Let's go. So, folks, let me get right into it. Let's get right into the ish. 5 players to take a look at this coming preseason week 1 versus the Colts. Apparently, the Colts are starting their quarterback, Matt Ryan. We're not starting our quarterback. We got Case Keenum that's jumping in. Real question is, what's Frank Reich going to be up to? By the way, I got to jump in and show some love to Mickey the Time Lord. And when you become a member, you get 2 things. You get the air horns, and you get the bell. Bing, biggity, bing. We got our guy, Mickey the Time Lord. What's good? Welcome to the Bing Squad. Let's go, baby. So, folks, I've got some crucial players that I'm going to be paying attention to, and I'm hoping that we get enough of a sample size in this game, right? It's competition now. Let's put up or shut up. You went to the OTAs to get in shape. You had your mini camp. You had your training camp. Now you've got to show us what you got on film. Practice is cool. You know what I'm saying? You're going up against your teammates. You're not really trying to go hard. You feel me? But this is the game. It's balls to the wall. For those that know exactly what needs to happen, there's very little room for error. There really isn't. If you're really trying to make an impact, you're really trying to make this team, if you're on the bubble, you're on the outside looking in, this is your opportunity. This is also an opportunity for players to solidify themselves, right? Hammer that last nail into the coffin and say, okay, I made this squad. But we all know making the squad is one thing. Keeping it up is another. Prime example, Reggie Gilliam. Reggie Gilliam was on the outside looking in. You had Patrick DeMarco as the fullback. You have this guy that's undrafted. He comes in, not only makes this team, but has earned himself an extension. That, you've got to do all those little things correctly so they add up. My man, Bobby Ray, what's good, man? He goes, the RBs are interesting. Devin, Cook, Moss, Duke. That's what I'll be paying attention to. You know what? We're gonna talk about that too. We will definitely talk about that. Scott Blake says, is it me or has the coverage been so large for these camps? Feel like I was keeping track daily. You damn right. Everybody wanted to see what was up with who's doing what in camp. You absolutely right. We were dialed in. Tell me, 5 years ago, when we were holding camp, mini camp, OTAs, were you as dialed in now as you were then? Absolutely not. We were just kind of like, okay, OTAs, who's there? Okay, we got Tyrod doing this thing. All right, cool. Okay, we got Josh Allen. I'm dialed in to see what Josh Allen's doing. Then you reading, he's throwing the ball onto the sidelines. You're like, oh shoot. Let's go further back. Let's go to the EJ Manuel days, right? We thought we had something at EJ Manuel. But we also had a coach by the name of Doug Marrone. So you already know how that plays. So a lot is riding on these preseason games. It's not like we have 4 anymore. What is it? Three preseason games? You've got to make an impact rather quickly. Rather quickly. We just got to make sure that we keep our quarterback upright. Case Keenum. We don't want Josh Allen in the game. You feel me? I'm just saying. Scott Blakely says there's no way. I've never been dialed in like this in 50 years. Well, it's special. It is special. I gotta talk to you guys about something. Speaking of special, and how like this is a prime example. My man Scott Blakely says he's dialed in. He's never been as dialed in as he is right now than ever. So a lot of us are trying to go to this home opener. We'd love to go to this home opener. I'd love to go to this home opener, and I'm on the 50-50 right now. I'm on the 50-50 right now. Why? It's a little costlier for me personally, because now I've got to travel from one country to another. That's number one, right? So I gotta get a flight. All right, that's one. Number two, I gotta get a rental. Depending on how I'm doing things, if I'm staying a night or I'm not, or I'm staying in a hotel. I mean, it's costly. And then I didn't even get into the tickets. I didn't even get into the tickets to the game. I didn't even get into the parking. You feel me? So like this whole inflation thing is getting out of hand. Nowadays, you want to go to a Bills game? Fam, these tickets right now, $400-$500. It's craziness. 3 years ago, you want to sit in the 300 level? It'll cost you like 60 beans, maybe 100, maybe. Now, 300 section, 450. Guess what, folks? Get used to it, because this is what it's going to be like. I guess it's what it feels like when, you know what I'm saying, from other franchises that have had success, ticket prices going up. And boy, oh boy, are they ever going up. So we're trying to get to this game. I'm trying to definitely that Pittsburgh game is looking very good. So I might see y'all, and I will actually know I will see y'all in that Pittsburgh game. We're going to chop it up. But boy, oh boy, tickets are going up. And just wait until the new stadium comes to town. The tickets are high now. Wait till they build the freaking stadium. Boy, it is a wrap. These tickets are going to be sitting at $600, man. You want to go to a game? That's $600 for the ticket alone. I might be exaggerating, but maybe I'm not. But guess what? This is the price to pay when you have a successful team. Training camp is sold out. You got to get yourself in a queue to go to training camp. That's how the city's buzzing right now. The city's buzzing. Shoot, it's going to be crazy. By the way, speaking of buzzing, if you guys are into fantasy football, y'all need to start getting your act together soon. Drafts are starting to take place. Shame on people that have drafted weeks ago. What were you thinking? Z-Bot, I'm talking to you. My man was in drafts like 2-3 weeks ago. Man, that's a little early. You feel me? So drafts are coming along. If you're part of any draft, you're part of any league, jump in there and draft wisely, folks. Draft wisely, because if you don't, you're gonna end up in some big trouble. Now, if you're a good GM, you can make trades. If you're a good GM, you drafted correctly. If you're part of a dynasty league, well, then you guys already know what it is. Jump all over this dynasty league, man. It allows you to become the GM, and you get to show how smart you are. Here's what I'm talking about here.
Dynasty Owner is the best way to play fantasy football. Get inside the mind of an NFL GM as you use real NFL markets and off-season moves to make your Dynasty Owner team the best in the league. Download the Dynasty Owner app on the App Store or Google Play today. You've never experienced fantasy football quite like this.
Jump all over it, folks. My man Brian Bowers, what up, B-Rock? Listen, man, that's what happens when you have a championship caliber team with a superstar quarterback. Let's go, man. Smash that like while you guys are in there for my man Brian Bowers. And he's speaking the truth, man. It is pricey. My man Rev Rose, what up, Rev? It's expensive, man. I'm coming from Texas, but I might as well be out of the country. Listen, man, it feels that way. It feels that way, man. And the way these prices are coming on these flights, they got you right by the, you know what. But when you love your team, you'll do what you got to do. You'll figure things out and make things happen, man. But I got my football draft coming soon, so I'm excited. I got to make sure that, I get who number one. I don't care what anybody tells me. I ain't even going to talk about it. But anyway, let's get right into preseason talk, folks. 5 players that I'm going to be paying attention to. And not only players, I might even give you a few other avenues that I'll be looking into that I'm going to be really paying attention to. So dive in with me as we dive into 5 players that we should be looking into for this game coming up against the Colts. Number 5. That's right, Matt Araiza. I'm paying attention to Matt Araiza, and everyone should be. We drafted this man. We didn't wait for him to become available. We said, here's the card. We're going to grab this guy. That's the one I want. Put the draft card in. Voila, Matt Araiza, Buffalo Bill. The punt Jesus. He doesn't like that we call him that, right? But I'm going to say this. All eyes will be on the punting because Matt Hack, and somebody made a great point. Matt Hack isn't a horrible punter. He's a specialist, right? He ain't going to boom that thing. That's not what he does. His thing is about accuracy. His thing was about hang time. So in allowing your special teams to walk down there pretty much with that hang time and corral whoever the return man is. Problem is, and this is the point that somebody made, and I can't remember who. I'd love to give you that credit for it, but it's his windup. How many times did we see Matt Hack grab that football, drop it down, get into his motion and kick it and just almost getting blocked? Well, guess what? It did happen. Move it. Get that football, bring it down and get rid of it. Matt Hack has a bit of a lackadaisical way of, taking that thing and booting it down there. And the pressure's on. So guess what? When the pressure's on, your mechanics go off and you shaking that thing. And we've seen it multiple times last year. So guess what? We're like, you know what? That ain't going to work for us. We're going to draft the punt. You know who. So here we are. So Matt Araiza, we will be watching you, sir. Furthermore, we know what he can do. The boy can boom it. He's got a big leg. He's got a huge leg. What we will be watching, and I'm hoping that we get to see us actually put some points on the board, that's his holding the field goals, holding for extra point. How smooth is he getting that thing down, laces out, and how comfortable is Tyler Bass going to be kicking those field goals? Because Matt Hack isn't just going to give this job away. It's really, you know what I'm saying? It's a competition, but we already know what's really good. I mean, when you draft a guy and you restructure the other guy, so when you cut him, you owe nothing. At the end of the day, you know what's happening, but you've got to earn it nonetheless. We're not just going to give you the position. So we're going to be watching. Not only will we be watching how he punts, how accurate he is, how much hang time he's got, we're definitely going to be watching how he holds himself by holding these field goals. And that's a fact. We got to see how that plays out. By the way, you got to give a shout out to a super chat coming in from my man Fenwa Flight. He goes, Zach Wilson so had to have torn his ACL, non-contact knee injury. Ooh, no way. Get out of here. Zach Wilson's done. Nah, y'all tripping. Y'all lying, right? Come on. Yo, the Jets were looking. Dude, the Jets can't catch a break. They had such an amazing draft. to build around the likes of Zach Wilson, and now he may have gone down to a non-contact knee injury. Dude, Fenwa, I appreciate that, man. That blows. And I don't take any I'm not happy about that. I wanted to really see what these Jets were all about. Now, Cool Joe gets to take the helm, and apparently Joe Flacco was really coming. He was really doing his thing in camp. Maybe this is the second coming of Joe Flacco. I don't know. Maybe Joe Flacco gets a second opportunity. But dude, that blows. If that is the truth, I feel bad for the Jets fans. Oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me, man. Jason Miller comes in with a super chat. What up, Jace? He goes, curious if punt guard can place a punt as much as he can knock it out of the park. Well, that is what is going to be what we're watching for. We know you can boot it. But here's the thing, man. We had Boho. Boho could boom that thing. Problem is, he was booming into the freaking end zone. We don't need that. We need a little bit of accuracy on your end. So you're right about that. We need to see some accuracy. We need to see that he's able to get the hang time down. And shoot, with the way this offense works, we may not even be punting. So we'll see. We'll see. But we don't draft somebody just to cut him and keep the guy that we wanted to replace in the first place. Man, that Zach Wilson news, if that's true, that is terrible. That is terrible news. Oh, I feel for the Jets fans. Jets fans, I feel for you, man. This is no good. That's buns, man. Oh boy. Well, sucks to be there. Damn, man. Jets will have to get Jimmy Garoppolo by next week. I'm telling you right now, man. Jimmy G might be coming to the AFC, back to the AFC East. Damn, man. Jimmy G with the Jets? Shit, bring it on. We'll take that. Man, that sucks. Anyway, moving on. So Matt Ariza, we will be watching you. Matt Hack, we will definitely be watching you because we need to see what you guys have in store for us, right? We gave you the draft picks. Now you got to produce. You've got to produce. D. Riley says, "Yo, Jimmy G's going to the Browns." I don't know, man. I think they like Brissett. Brissett is a good quarterback. He's your good, solid backup quarterback. And if you need him to get in the game and give you a shot with a lengthy preseason, with a lengthy, training camp, instead of him coming in late and then trying to jump in and trying to make something happen. So we'll see. But Jimmy G, now his name is going to start heating up now. It's going to start heating up. It's going to be interesting to see. But that really sucks about the Jets, man. That really does. Now, here's the deal, folks. That is number 5. Number 4. Now, this is collective. I'm looking at this O-line, right? I tried to pick one specific person that I'd be watching, but there really isn't. And if I had to choose a player, Spencer Brown, he'll be coming back off of injury, so I want to see if he's shaking the rust off. But really, overall, I want to see what this team is about. I want to see what this O-line is about. For the first time, they are all relatively healthy and ready to get back into it, right? We've got Spencer Brown that's been easing his way back into it. He's starting to get in there. Ryan Bates is back. Mitch Morse has been holding it down. Deion Dawkins is getting fist fights. He's ready to go. And now we got Roger Saffold that just came back. So it's going to be the first time we get to see how this O-line will gel, how this O-line will build chemistry together rather quickly. It's going to be very interesting how this plays out. Furthermore, because Josh Allen isn't the quarterback under center, I would love to see how they protect Case Keenum. Case Keenum is no slouch. Case Keenum is a very solid backup quarterback. Dude, he has the experience in the game. He's been to the playoffs before. He's had victories in the playoffs, so he knows what's at stake. He knows what we're building in Buffalo. So I want to see what this O-line is capable of doing. I want to see how they gel together. I want to see what kind of lanes they're opening up for the run game. That's one thing I'm going to be paying attention to as well. You know what I'm saying? Are you giving Case Keenum the time? Because if he's got time, man, it's over for the DBs, man. It's over with. How long? How many series we're going to get? I'm not too sure. But number 4, the fourth player that I'm going to be watching, or the fourth group that I'm going to be watching, is that O-line. That offensive line is something that we've got to focus on to see how well they'll gel together. For the first time. Because I'm telling you, Mitch Morse has been holding down the whole time, right? Deion Dawkins was sprinkled in. He lost a couple, I think a few days, personal time. Ryan Bates was off for a little bit. So, we never had the full complement of our line all offseason, right? We finally just recently got everybody together. So, it was the same way last year. Last year, we didn't have everybody in, right? We were starting to get gelled and get acclimated quickly. So, and you saw what happened week 1. Pittsburgh Steelers came in. We made some mistakes, block punt. That's all she wrote. Hopefully, we're not in that situation again, right? And we're going up against a very good opponent in the LA Rams. So that O-line needs to hold up because you know who, 99, is coming for us heavily. And he says he's going to have to put his big boy pads on because it's going to be a dogfight. It's definitely going to be a dogfight. Shout out to my man, Randy Boban. He says, yo, Rico, been a while, bro. Been watching all the replays. Always appreciate the work, man. I appreciate you, Randy Bobandy. I see you, man. Lawrence Owen, my man, I'm going to bring you on in just a moment. I want to see the Colts D-line versus the O-line and vice versa. I certainly do. Because I remember last year, man, my man, if you guys remember, my man, Colts Law, Lawrence Owen, friend of the show. We've been chatting. I think we've known each other now a couple years now. And he told me, man, our D-line, Kwity Paye, if I'm trying to remember, Buckner, they got some dogs on that D-line. So it is going to be a very good test to see what they bring and what they're putting forward, because we don't have many preseason games, man. So you got to get your looks now. I mean, if Matt Ryan is playing in the first preseason game at age 36, I believe 37, you know it's serious. These Colts, you know what I mean? They're trying to really work their kinks out. Well, I'm gonna talk to my man, Colts Law. We're gonna chop it up. Hold on, let me as we're chopping it up now, I'm gonna send you that link so you'll be ready for it, and I'll let you know when to come through. But yeah, so player number 4 or group number 4, that's gonna be the O-line. We've got to see what this O-line is all about. Number 3, I struggled to find my third player. I struggled. I wasn't sure what route I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna go with OJ Howard. See, Rich Kid on the bottom said OJ Howard. I want to see what OJ Howard and James Cook like. Let me tell you, man, I want to see what OJ Howard's about. I'm going to tell you why I chose OJ Howard as my third player. There was a big stink about OJ Howard coming through, right? Oh, shit. We got OJ Howard, 6'6". He's a big boy. You know what I'm saying? Alabama was a star. The career didn't take off like I think most people anticipated that it would. It didn't. Let's be real. He had some big time injuries, slowed him down a little bit, but he's got an opportunity now. He saw what was up. He played with Tom Brady. He knows what's good. He knows when he sees something special. And he said it. He said, man, I noticed that this team was something special, more specifically, number 17, when he led his team back and didn't quit. When Tampa was just all over our ass, when Tampa was just getting on us, second half we came alive, and we started rolling. We started rolling. Then we saw how it ended. But that was the turning point for this Bills team, and I loved every bit of it, and I think we all did. We saw something in this team that we felt, okay, they can compete with the best of them. They can compete. Super Bowl winning Tampa Bay Bucks. Tom Brady. You feel me? So there was a few things that stood out that game. And one to OJ Howard was the no quit and the dog in Josh Allen. So I sit here and say OJ Howard as the third player I'm going to be watching, because we know Dawson Knox is that dude. Dawson Knox is one of Josh Allen's good buddies on the squad. They got their little dancing that they do in the end zone, their little celebrations, like all that stuff. So we need to see what tight end number 2 is all about. Can he make an impact? Because right now, I'll tell you this, and the reason I bring this up, because anybody can get cut. Anybody. I'm not saying that OJ Howard is safe. By no means. Tommy Sweeney is still around. Tommy Sweeney had a good little mini camp, training camp practice not too long ago. So his name is still ringing bells a little bit. We got a rookie in Widemeyer that had a decent collegiate career. So he's on the squad. So he's going to be looking to make some noise. So is OJ Howard a lock for this squad? A lot of articles I was reading was that he was struggling. He wasn't standing out the way we needed to stand out. So it's not always, you know what I'm saying, like, because you got a big name on paper, you're gonna make the squad. We've seen some surprise cuts before. We've seen some surprise trades before, i.e. Ron Darby, i.e. Sammy Watkins. We've seen it before. Anybody can get touched. And speaking of touched, I'm touched by this super chat coming from my guy, Scott Blakely. And Scott Blakely, and I hope the ladies are watching with you. And if they are, salute to the young ladies that are next to you. Rico, thanks for your excellent coverage to bridge this time waiting for our Super Bowl run. Great job, and special shout out to Zbot, Rev, and all the writers' content and input. You are the best in the biz, man. I appreciate that, Scott. I really do, because there's a lot of work that goes into this offseason. It really does. Like, when everybody's snoozing and saying, yeah, I'll wake me up when the season comes, we can't do that. We gotta be the bridge to you guys, so we can give you, because there are folks that are out there. They don't have the coverage. I mean, they're in different time zones. They don't have that. So they have these podcasts, these content to rely on to get their Bills news. So it doesn't go unnoticed. And I'm not just talking about BF, man. A lot of us content creators put a lot of hours into this. So it's much appreciated. I thank you. Thank you for that. And I'll pass that message along to the team, because they do a lot of good work. And we appreciate that. Back to your regular scheduled program. I appreciate that, by the way. But OJ Howard, we're going to see what you about, baby. We're going to see what you about, because, you got some people on your butt right now. You got some people on your butt. I mean, just to give you guys a reminder, I mean, it's a little outdated, but I'm gonna post this anyway. Where's my receiver room? So if you look, and this is a little outdated, but I got to give you got Dawson Knox, you got OJ Howard, Tommy Sweeney, Quentin Morris, and Jalen Weidmeyer. Don't think OJ Howard it's got this position locked up. Sorry, folks. Nothing's locked up. Nothing's locked up. This is your opportunity now. This is your opportunity. Take hold of it and show us what you got. I'm looking forward to seeing what OJ Howard's got. Is he going to make some noise? Do we give him enough time? We'll see, man. We'll see. By the way, shout out to my Randy Boban. He says, yo, what Scott said is so true. I appreciate that, man. I really do, guys. You have no idea. By the way, a big shout out to those that are in the South. I'm going to be headed to Alabama at the end of the month. I'm going to be spending a week with my sis. I haven't seen her in a couple years now, 2.5 years. And I got a niece. I haven't seen her in 2.5 years. I haven't seen her ever, only by FaceTime. So I'm going to be out there. Where she live at? Hoover City? I think Hoover. I don't know if that's close to any of y'all. And I will be out there. So if you are in that vicinity, yo, let's catch some lunch. Let's catch breakfast. Let's link up. Let's go for a drink. Let's do whatever, man. I'll be out there. Let's go. Right back to your program, baby. So here's the deal. So player number 5, Matt Araiza. Player number 4, name one. Cody Ford, I'll be watching. Ryan Bates, of course I'll be watching. Maybe our rookie, Tuneta. I'll be watching Tuneta, that big boy. But the O-line are going to be watching, but more specifically, the cohesion between the starters. How long they play. I'm going to be really watching to see how we gel up, how much time Case Keenum has to throw that rock, which will then affect what we see from OJ Howard. I'm just saying. So, OJ Howard, we'll be watching your ass. Let's see what you got, baby. Let's see what you got. By the way, we got a Chiefs fan in here. Chiefs fan here, boy. Saw this dude last year, had to sub, even though I ain't a Bills fan. No hate, though. I appreciate you, Jeffrey Voss. I appreciate you. We'll see you week 6. Is it week 6 or week 7 that we play you? We got something for you. You ain't got Tyreek. We gonna see what these Chiefs are all about. But it's gonna be fun. This is a rivalry, man. This is your Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers. Like it's the elite, right? Those are those matchups you want to see. And right now, your quarterback's got the edge. I'm not going front. He's got the edge right now. But guess what? When you got a guy like 17 is always going to give. He's always going to bring it. But Jeffrey Ross, I see you, bro. Much appreciated. Much love. Moving on, baby. Player number 2 that I want to be paying attention to, and you guys already seen this, man. James Cook. I'm going to be paying attention to James Cook. I want to see what the hype is all about. I really want to see what the hype is all about. I hear some good things. He's catching the ball out of the backfield, and he's like his older brother, but he's a smaller frame, man. Let me see. Let me see. James Cook, I'm going to be watching. I want to see what the hype is about. Make me a believer. Make me a freaking believer. And I'm not even hating, because if he's the dude that everybody's talking that he is, shoot, we got a good one. And I'm glad. But man, you guys already know how I feel, man. You guys knew who I wanted. You guys know who I wanted. And he's on the Jets. And the Jets just lost their quarterback. Oh, man. Yo, that blows. That's a major blow to the Jets. That sucks. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Maybe a hyperextension. You know what I'm saying? He just, he tried to cut too hard and pop the knee and whatever. Who knows? But that sucks. But we'll see, man. As for James Cook, Scott Blakely says that's a steal of the draft. Cook is the steal of the draft. Wow. We're going to see. But and jokes aside, I really want to see what packages we come out. I know we're not going to show a lot of stuff. We're definitely not. But we're going to see what it is. My man Jim Graham said, "Yo, let it go, Rico." Is that what he said? Let it go. No, I'm all done. I'm totally all done. I'm curious to see, because I'm all in on my team now. So James Cook is our RB. They say he's faster than his brother. He's got a little bit of glimpse of his brother. We're about to find out. And if our O-line opens the lanes that they're supposed to, and we really see what's going on, James Cook is somebody we should all be watching for, because if we have a running back that we can have for the next 4 or 5 years, maybe beyond that, has a career like James White that just retired, played played 11 years. That's unbelievable. So if we can have something like that out of James Cook, that's cool. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, folks. I was watching I was actually reading an article on Deadspin, and there was a little clip, and they're saying, you know how they say that the magic number for the running back to fall off is 30, where they're saying that now that age that's an old thing. That's when we used to, run these running backs into the ground, right up until 30. 30 is when you see the decline. Now they're saying 27 is the age that these running backs are just off a cliff, right? Just to give you a few. Like right now, they're talking about Zeke Elliott. Is Zeke Elliott on the way down? And he's only 27, right? They were talking about a slew of backs that I think one of them, who was it that they were speaking of? The former Dolphins RB, Texans RB. It's eluding me right now. But 27, after 27, dive. So 27 seems to be the age now that these backs are falling off. I hope that's not the case. Maybe there was guys that were overdrafted and not good enough. But Le'Veon Bell, after Le'Veon Bell, man, not a whole lot was saying. Arian Foster, thank you very much. I think it was like Arian Foster was like 27, 28, but those soft tissue injuries were killing him. Very good back. So we'll see. That's what they're saying. 27. If that's the case, golly. I don't want to be that. But you know how these guys are, man. Run these running backs into the ground and draft the next bunch. What disrespect. What disrespect. But you know what? It takes a running back that's got to keep in shape, keep the productivity up, and go from there. Right? Henry is that hell of a back. Right now, Henry's 27. He got that injury last year. But before that injury, he was on a roll. So 27, that's what they're saying. And that's young. Can you imagine that? Man, you 27? Yo, move on. You're bringing the next back. That's craziness. So these running backs got to step their game up right now. They got to step their game up. Henry's what, 27, 28? I think Henry's 28. 27 to 28, or he just turned 28. I'm just saying, man, we got to pay attention. Dalvin Cook, 27. So we need to see these things, right? That's what they're talking about right now. And I hate that it's true, because they I don't want to say it's true, but I don't want to say it's false, because they provided the information. It was a Deadspin article that I was reading, and they named off a slew of running backs, and I'm like, damn. Right now, Alvin Kamara is coming up, and like right now, Todd Gurley, there's one. Todd Gurley fell off the face of the earth. What happened? Todd Gurley was on his way, and then down he goes. Go figure. It's craziness, man. It is really crazy. But Henry is built different. I'll agree to that. But there aren't going to be any more Frank Gores. Frank Gore is the last of the breed that will give you longevity. Frank Gore is just that's a different ball. That's a different beast, man. You ain't going to see that because the game is also changing. The game is changing. Now back to my point. The player I'm going to be watching is the running back James Cook, as well as Zach Moss. Now that one isn't interesting because I need to see what they're doing with Zach Moss. Because if you look at this running back room, pay attention to this running back room, right? Devin Singletary is your main back. Then you got Zach Moss, that's going to be fighting for position, or he's got to showcase his talents to stay on this roster because they just drafted another running back, and James Cook. Then you got Duke Johnson, which is not a slouch. Duke Johnson can play. You got Tywan Jones is strictly there for special teams. They love him. He's a leader. You got rookie Raheem Blackshear. And you got Reggie Gilliam, which just signed his extension. There it is, folks. I'm going to be running. We have to watch that running back room. We got no choice. We got to see who's going to stand out. Who is going to stand out? Could Duke Johnson come in and really provide us something where we're like, damn, what's going on? So 27 is the age they're talking about, folks. 27. Look at Melvin Gordon. How old is Melvin Gordon? 28, maybe? And Melvin Gordon had to sign a 1-year deal. At one point, this guy he had no team. Nobody was looking at him. The amount of free agent RBs let me just take a quick look at the free agent RBs right now. Name a running back. Y'all in the chat, name a running back right now. In 27, 26, or let's say 27, because that's the magic number. 27 to 28. Give me all the 27, 28-year-olds. And right now, if you look at the Dallas Cowboys, some folks are talking about Tony Pollard being the better back on that squad. Maybe. I mean, I love Tony Pollard. Are they talking a little too greasy? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, everybody has a down year. And the down year for Zeke, he had 1,000 yards last year. He's falling off. Fam, that's 1,000 yards. That's 1,000-yard back. Right? But his production went down. And is it going to go further down? That's what they're trying to keep up with. It's going to be tough, man. I mean, it's going to be tough. But I mean, look, Christian McCaffrey, he needs to bounce back heavy because those injuries people are now paying close attention to what's going on. Alvin Kamara paying close attention. So we're going to find out. But James Cook, I'm looking forward to seeing what James Cook brings. Zach Moss, you got to step your game up. And truthfully, and here's the thing, man, if you see that Zach Moss gets the lion's share of the carries, and it's visible, I'll tell you right now, man, that smells like we going to trade your ass somewhere. It smells like it. So I'm just saying, keep that in mind. Lawrence Owen, thank you very much. Saquon Barkley needs to have a massive year to prove that he's still got it. He's got to. So many backs got to prove themselves, and I hope that 27 years of age thing goes away. For the running back's sake, y'all need to freaking not allow them to keep pushing that narrative. Y'all better push that thing back up to 30 because you start pushing, 27. Yo, your rookie deal, that's it, man. You're out of here. And a lot of people feel that way. I don't. I still love the running back position. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out, man. Jason Miller says, hey, man, Duke could surpass Moss as Gilliam could be our goal line guy and as can Allen with our QB sneaks. Well, they gave Gilliam a freaking extension, 2 years, $5 million. Maybe they're going to give him a bigger role. I have no idea. But he serves as a fullback, H-back, tight end. He's like a do-it-all type of guy. We'll find out. We'll definitely find out. Now, Matt Ariza, number 5. O-line, number 4. That's what exactly I'm going to be watching. Number 3, O.J. Howard. I'm going to be watching O.J. Howard and seeing what he does, because I'll tell you right now, if he doesn't, Quentin Morris is on his ass and Weidmeyer is on his ass. I'm just saying. And don't forget Tommy Sweeney. Healthy Tommy Sweeney. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Number 1. The number 1 player that I'm going to be watching, because we go Matt Araiza, O-line, O.J. Howard, James Cook, and the running backs. And again, we're going to go to number 1. Who do you think I'm going to be watching? And I've talked about this at length with you guys, and I'm doubling down, and I need to see it. And as you guys type in your responses as to who you think I'm going to bring up, I got to give a shout out to my man, Jeff King. That's my guy. Jeffrey, what's happening, man? With a big super chat. And I got to give love to my guy, Jeff. Not because, and I know we speak often, not because he's super chatting. It's the fact that what I know this man is going through, and he's able to be here and show love and have enough strength to do what he's doing right now. You already know what it is. I appreciate that. And you know that. He says, yo, thanks for checking in on me, brother. I got one more silver dollar. The Midnight Rider. Go Bills. That's my guy, Jeff. I love you, man. Jeff King, ladies and gentlemen. That's my guy. And I'll tell you this, man. As I was reading Jeff King's message, I'm thinking in my mind, the amount of things that people are going through and how we take things for granted, man. Yo, listen, don't take these things for granted. Don't take anything for granted, man. Live in the moment and in all you do. And I'm not even trying to preach anything. I'm keeping it a buck with y'all. For real. Because you just never know. You just never know. So I appreciate you, Jeff King, always. Now, folks, talk to me now. Who do you think I'm talking about that is number 1 on my freaking list? You goddamn right. Kaiir Elam. My eyes are glued to Kaiir Elam. Glued to Kaiir Elam. Marshall Parker. Edmonds is good in my books, baby. I ain't watching Edmonds. If I was going to watch one of the linebackers, it'd be Terrell Bernard. Terrell Bernard would be the one that I'd be watching, but I'm not worried about Terrell Bernard. He's going to be fine. But Kaiir Elam, that is a gentleman that I'll be watching for. I could have went Greg Rousseau. I could have went Boogie Basham. I could have went Tim Settle, Daquan Jones. I could have went all these guys. But no, we drafted this guy with the first-round pick. And usually, when you have a corner that you draft in the first round, any player you draft in the first round, you expect big things from this player. Unless they're quarterback and they're not ready to start right off the bat, and we know it all too well with our own guy, and Josh Allen. But Kaiir Elam, my eyes are on you. Because I'll tell you right now, man, from what I've been reading in camp, it's not like you've been blowing brothers away. Or you had a wonderful camp. There was one guy that had a great camp. I'm not reading any of that stuff. I'm reading that you've got great potential. You're a student of the game. You're learning and you're doing that. You know what that tells me? That tells me he ain't ready yet. I don't know if he's ready yet, but he's eager to learn. And that's great. That's awesome. But you know what the problem with that is, my guy? Is that you got a guy named Christian Bedford that is on your ass, that's taking first team reps. And if Christian Bedford comes in, and those are 2 I'm watching right now. Dane Jackson is going to be holding it down. He's going into year 3. But Elam, brother, we are watching you, brother. And I got nothing but love for Elam. I want him to succeed, especially because Trey White is going to be nursing his injury. And they're talking about Trey White potentially being ready or coming back sooner than we anticipated. We'll see how that plays out. But on the real, I said this once, I've said it twice, I've said it many times, I'm gonna say it again. Kaiir Elam needs to show me that he ain't grabby, that he's going to be in prime position, he's gonna be aggressive, and he's gonna show why we grabbed him in the first freaking round. And we traded up for him. We traded up for Kaiir Elam. And it's going to sound like I'm coming in some hate. I am by all means not. But when you draft someone in the first round, you best believe you need to step up, because Villanova corner, Big Baller Benford, Triple B, yo, he's sniffing that, man. And what a story it will be if Christian Bedford is outshining our first round draft pick. It's not going to be a good look. So please, Kyer Elam, show us what you got. Now, you're facing Gabe Davis. You're facing, you know what I'm saying, Stephon Diggs. You're facing, you know what I'm saying, Isaiah McKenzie, Khalil Shakir. You're facing some great talent. I get that part. I truly do. But we watching. And I really want success for this man. All that grabbiness, we can't have that, because when we go into playing guys like Cooper Kupp, you know what I'm saying, Allen Robinson, route runners, tactician route runners. I mean, these dudes, they do this. This is what they do. They will break you down and have separation. We can't have you all grabby and burning what the defense does for us, right? Defense get to that 3rd and 12. All right, boys, let's make sure we get this and we cover up and we're good to go and get these guys off the field. Holding defense. We cannot have that by number 24. But I'm hoping for some good things. I'm hoping for some great things. So let's recap. Let us recap the 5 players that I'll be watching. Number 5, Matt Araiza. We're going to find out. Can he hold that football? Can he take a snap? Is he going to bobble it? Can he punt under control? Can he can he pin these guys in the backfield? Can he punt that thing so it's really hanging? You know what I'm saying? Can you let that ball hang like my man Josh Allen let his balls rest on the head of Anthony Barr? Can we do that? I'd love that, Matt Araiza. You'll be forever loved, because the minute Josh Allen was able to let his nuts hang on the forehead of Anthony Barr, it was certified. That's our guy. So Araiza, you need to be our guy. Certified. We need to see that big boom, 60-yard punt, and then pin him on the 5-yard line. I mean, obviously that'll be amazing, but I'm just keeping it a buck. But boy, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, Kyer Elam, we're gonna be watching, man. So recapping, Matt Araiza, O-line, we're gonna be watching to see how clean they can keep these guys out. OJ Howard, and then James Cook, Zach Moss combination. We're gonna be watching the run game, and see how that plays out. And Kyer Elam, we're gonna be watching for you, Kyer. We need to see that you are the guy that we drafted, and we're confident in you. And they loved you. They loved you enough that they traded up for you. Now, were you the best corner? Were there better corners that got chosen after you? Debatable. But we'll soon find out. We will soon find out. Lawrence Owen, I'm sending you a message right now, my man. I'm going to send you the message right now. You can jump on with me shortly. I'll let you know when you can jump on with me. So I'm going to send you that link now. I'm going to see you in a minute. So, folks, hang with me, because it's going to be a game tomorrow. Game time is what, 5 o'clock? I think 6 o'clock my time, because I'm an hour ahead of you guys, because I'm all the way out in here in Nova Scotia. So we'll see, man. Jason Miller says, my eyes are going to be on Boogie and AJ. See, here's the thing. AJ Epinesa was the next guy that I was going to put in. I got honorable mention. Honorable mention, AJ Epinesa. Not Boogie Basham. AJ Epinesa. AJ Epinesa, we drafted him with our first pick in the 2nd round, just a few years back. This D-line is absolutely stacked. Absolutely stacked. Is it 4 o'clock? Yeah, so 4 o'clock Eastern time, 5 o'clock my time. It's perfect. Absolutely stacked. This Von Miller, Greg Rousseau, Boogie Basham, Shaq Lawson, Jordan Phillips, Daquan Jones, like AJ Epinesa, Ed Oliver, Mike Love. Like, I mean, I'm giving you some depth now. Eli Onku. Like, we got some depth on this team, man. You got to step up. We're going to need you to step up. By the way, Lawrence, check your Twitter. I just sent you a message on Twitter, your messages. So now we got these damn Colts that we got to face. And that's why my man Lawrence is going to jump on with me, and we're going to talk it out. We're going to talk it out and see how this plays out, man, because I need to know who's starting, who's playing. Now, there are some players that I love on this Colts team. Paris Campbell is one of them. I'm a big fan of Paris Campbell. Only problem is Paris has not been able to stay healthy. Hopefully this year is the year that he can put it together in the slot. Who'd you guys? You guys got this Alec whiteboard receiver. That is smooth, silky smooth. I can't remember his last name. I think it's Alex something. I can't remember what it was. Right? So you got my man over there. So you got they got some receivers out there, boys. They got some receivers, and they found themselves a quarterback. They bring in Matt Ryan, Randy Bobani, Paris Campbell, man. Slot receiver. Boy can play. He came out of Ohio State, man. I liked him. So we'll see how that plays out, man. But I'm not going to speak on these Colts like I know these Colts. The last time we played the Colts, you saw what they did to us. They ran amok. You know what I'm saying? They ran it down our asses, man. They took us they put us in a headlock. Give me. And they gave it to us, man. They shoved us out of the way, man. Get out of the way, boy. And it's unfortunate because had they made the playoffs, they could have did some damage. And I know Colts fans were sick. And I see Lawrence is rolling his eyes. And you know what? That's perfect timing for me to bring my man Lawrence in. Let me just get my banner straight. And we're going to bring my man Lawrence in, man. Because Lawrence he's a wealth of knowledge. He knows the game and he knows his team. So let me bring my guy Lawrence in. Lawrence, what's happening, baby?
What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. Let me just fix my banners up so we get you down, Pat, man. How's everything, man? It's been a minute, man.
Yeah, it's been a little while, man. How are you guys doing?
Listen, man, we're doing well over here, man. We're doing well. I gotta give you I gotta give you love because I think I saw you on the field, press passes and covering the team. Hey, respect, big respect, because not a lot of content creators can have the access to do that. So shout out to you. You're gonna have to give me the secret because I don't know what's going on, man. The Buffalo Bills, man, these guys are not, they're like X-Nay on the content creators coming over to get the press passes. So salute to you. And you did your thing.
Well, the Colts organization, shout out to them because they've been really big on the whole doing different type of content, being on that leading edge in the NFL on doing that kind of stuff. They started off, doing that whole the video series, leading up to the draft and stuff that everybody knows about. And now they're starting to since the COVID restrictions have been lifted, they're letting a few of us in there and be able to record practices. Now obviously we're not allowed to record like team practices. We can record like one-on-ones and position drills, stuff like that. And then of course when the conferences go after practice, we can sit down, ask questions, record all that stuff. So that's awesome. Heck, this Tuesday I got a one-on-one interview with a player while at practice scheduled to do. So that's gonna be awesome.
That's amazing. Listen, genuine love. That is freaking great, man. So hopefully the Bills and other organizations start to kind of warm up to that. They start to warm up to that because right now, content creators like myself, like yourself, are usually the bridge. Right? We're not the writers and the big time guys with 100K followers, man. But we do have a pulse in the community. So I think they would say, you know what, man, come on through, man. Show us some love. Let's see if we can get some more engagement. And I think the Bills are missing out by not engaging and kind of reaching out to content creators like ourselves, man. But there comes a time that they're just gonna have to catch up because that's the new wave. It's the new wave, man. But speaking of new wave, you guys got some players on your squad, man. So let's talk about your draft. That's number one. Let's talk about your draft. So your first round draft, I believe your first round draft pick was the core receiver. Was it the receiver, Alex?
Well, we had to give our first round draft pick away to the Eagles.
Yes, correct. That is correct. So go ahead, do your thing, man.
Sorry.
So I would love to know about your draft. Let's talk about your draft, and let's talk about the guys that you've brought in. Obviously, quarterback Matt Ryan is the leading guy on your squad. But talk to me, man. I want to talk about your draft, and I want to talk about the guys that you brought in, and then how this is going to shape out for you guys this year and into this first preseason game against the Bills. Talk to me.
Well, actually, I mean, without having a first round draft pick, I thought the Colts did a fantastic job. I mean, getting Alec Pierce out of Cincinnati, 6'3", got speed, with excess, right? And he's learning. He's got a guy who's been plastered on him all training camp, making things difficult on him.
Gilmore.
You might have heard his name before.
That's right. You guys got Gilmore as well. I totally forgot. Good on you guys, man.
Yeah.
Colts are, listen, you guys made some key moves. I love every bit of what your owner seems like a chill dude, man. Like, it just looks like a relaxed dude. He comes in or was it your owner? Not your owner, excuse me, your GM. Your GM.
Yeah.
Because I was watching some of the Colts stuff and him on the phone with the guys and so on and so forth. Super chill. So you got Alex Pierce. I'm trying to look at your roster right now of the rookies. If you go through them with me, I'd like to know who they are and what I'm looking forward to.
We actually we got Bernard Ryman that we picked up for left tackle. He's been fighting with a guy we signed that played a couple times last year at left tackle since Eric Fisher no longer on the Colts. Nick Cross, we actually moved up into the third round to pick him up.
Safety, correct?
Yes.
Right.
He's going to be a starter. He's already listed as a starter.
He's earned that.
Yes, over Rodney McLeod, which is a safety that we picked up from Philadelphia.
Got
it. But we had our original strong safety, box safety, Kari Willis, retire. So after like 4 years, he found God and wanted to be a pastor, and good on him.
Good on him, man. When the good Lord calls you and you have a calling, you follow, you listen.
Absolutely.
Yes,
we picked up a couple tight ends. One, man, when he was drafted, Jelani Woods is a beast.
Let me tell you, Jelani, we have one of our contributors, Trish. She was absolutely in love with Jelani Woods. She was campaigning for Jelani Woods to the Bills, and she was heartbroken when you guys grabbed him. And you guys have a special tight end in Jelani Woods. Oh boy.
Yeah, and the thing is he's only played tight end for a year and a half. He was a quarterback in college for most of his time. And now, he comes into the NFL as a tight end, and he's already showing like good stuff on film, right? Out there on the field. You're seeing what is going to make him a very special player in the NFL. I just don't expect it to happen this year, because he's so raw still at that position.
Okay.
But another tight end we picked up in Andrew Ogletree, who we picked up later in the draft. He's actually the one that's been like really shining in training camp. He's out there getting open against linebackers and tight ends, making catches, making moves down the field. I am very impressed with our draft. All of our rookies are doing an incredible job, in my opinion. Now, like I said, obviously there's some guys like if you go back to Bernard Ryman, he only played 2 years at tackle. He was a tight end in college and then became a tackle, right? So you got these two guys that are still learning their position, let alone getting into the NFL side of things. So
absolutely, this is going to be something, man. And more specifically, I mean, you guys brought back Mo Alley Cox. So talk to me about the receiving room, because this is what scares me about my cornerback room. Trey White is still out. Things are sounding good that he could be ready to come back. I don't certainly want him to come back too soon because we just can't have that. So it makes me look at your receiving room. Michael Pittman, obviously he's a baller. He can play. Paris Campbell, I'm not sure what's going on with Paris Campbell. Kiki QT can run. Then you got Alex Pierce, and you got some players, man. Naeem Hines is back. So talk to me about this receiving room. How big of how good can they be?
See, that's the funny thing. Like during free agency and then after the draft, Colts fans and media, whether it be local or national, was just trashing the Colts wide receiving corps, saying you need to go get yourself a veteran. That it's not deep enough. And Ballard and Reich, the GM and head coach, were saying the entire offseason, look, the talent's there. They're just inexperienced. Paris Campbell is a stud. He's just been hurt his first few years, right? And missed a lot of time. Michael Pittman Jr. has showed last year, dude can moss people, no problem, right? Alec Pierce is a very good guy out there as a rookie. going to find out what he can do as a rookie. But there's also guys out there that we're going to be utilizing. You talked about Kiki Kuti.
Yep.
He's been doing really well on the slot. Another guy who's playing the slot position more and more all training camp is Naheem Hines, the running back.
Damn.
They got him set up playing not only the backup running back role, but also, splitting out wide and into the slot and running those routes as well. Plus, we got a name on our roster that no one in the NFL knows about, and yet in training camp he is just balled out, and even against some of our best cornerbacks, and that's Ashton Doolin.
Well, listen, I got my man Bobby Ray saying Elam is going to be locking down all them bums. How do you feel about that? He's always trying to stir some stuff up, but listen, are you familiar with Elam? Kaya, let's get right into it. Are you familiar with Kyer Elam?
Not a lot. I heard what you were talking about. I wanted to say something about that, actually. You're talking about how he's kind of grabby, right? Get some PIs, probably, some holding calls.
Mm-hmm.
The Colts had a guy like that a couple years ago. We drafted in the second round. His name was Rock Ya-Sin. He had that same issue.
Rock Ya-Sin.
And then we ended up getting a cornerback from the Vikings, a veteran cornerback, and he played very well. But the biggest thing that he did was taught Rock, because Rock was a very handsy, grabby kind of guy,
yep. Mm-hmm.
Man coverage type person. He showed him how to play that role without drawing PIs so much.
Right.
And last year, because he had that veteran guy sit there and teach him, how to do that, he became our most steady cornerback on our team. And we used him as ammo to trade player for player for Yannick Ngakoue from the Raiders. So, that'll help. Trey White, you talk about Trey maybe coming back a little sooner rather than later. Trey's not been there to be able on the field to teach Elam, what's going on. Once he gets there and able to teach him a little bit about, the things that he knows, maybe you might start seeing Elam begin to progress into that guy that you want.
That is the hope, because he's got all the physical tools. He's lengthy. He can press you, and he's more of a press corner than he is a zone corner. And I think that's he's trying to make that, distinction and trying to hone in on the zone, because once that receiver closes in on you, you got to make a decision, right?
Yeah.
What direction are you going to take him? And it has me worried, because we have a gauntlet of receivers that we face in the first 6 to 7 weeks. And if you don't get this down now, it's going to be a rough first year. And you know how these people can talk, man. First year corners, first round corners. Listen, we need you to step up. We need you to step up. And if he could change the ways that he, has been progressing thus far and really hone in on not getting grabby, it's good. But Rock Ya-Sin is not on the team anymore. So go figure. You feel me? Did he really fix it? Or did it say, you know what? Nah, we're gonna go. We're fine and dandy with Kenny Moore, right? We're fine and dandy. We got Stephon Gilmore coming through. So Rock Ya-Sin, you can rock yourself over there, because we don't need you anymore. And I don't wish that on my guy Elam. I hope Elam. We've got great defensive coaches, Leslie Frazier. We've got a former defensive coach and is a defensive coach and DB coach in our guy McDermott. So we've got the coaching on this and the squad. We just got to make sure that our guy just mentally can hone in and make sure he gets stuff. But we are going against Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really solid receivers. So iron sharpen iron is what they say. So we better make sure that this man comes through, because Alec Pierce, big body receiver, it's going to be tough, man. Pittman coming into going in third year. So it's solid. And Parrish Campbell, if he can stay healthy, you guys have a good one. Now, talk to me about your quarterback. How has Matt Ryan been looking in camp?
It's funny you asked that.
He's starting. He started this week.
Yeah, he started. He's going to get up to a quarter, the first quarter, through the entire first quarter, because the Colts have started so poorly the last 5 years, starting out the season. Usually like 0-3, 2-1, 3-1, stuff like that.
Very slow.
So this is a situation where they're trying different things, right? So we're going to give him. Obviously, he's new to the team, new to the system, new to the receivers, offensive line. We're going to get him some live game action a little bit. I don't think he's going to be playing week 2 against the Detroit Lions, because the Lions are the team that we're host practicing,
Okay,
right?
you're definitely
So that's he's already done it against that team, right? So we got a lot of new faces on the team, and a lot of those new faces, even if they are veterans, like Stephon, like Yannick, like Matt Ryan, those guys are still going to get a lot of play time during these preseason games because they still need to learn the system. They got to learn the guys around them. They got to learn everything. And especially with the quarterback, they got to, that's one of the most difficult things to do is get your timing down with your wide receivers. Right.
Absolutely.
So I'm all for Matt Ryan playing that first quarter. There was a comment.
Get to it. I knew you were
all right. Yeah, there was a comment in there. Yes.
Let me bring it back up.
John. Yeah. There you go. Yes. Why the players calling Matt Ryan a jerk? Because he's not a laid back, go with the flow kind of guy. He's a guy who's been there, done that, played 14 years in the NFL, knows what he wants, and he's got to make sure that everybody is on point. And that's something that the Colts have missed for quite some time, is a guy who goes out there and he says, hey, get set. You know, if you're not set, he's like, get effing set. And he says the whole day.
That's what you want.
Right. Right there on the field. And he says, you know what? I'm not here to baby the guys. These guys are pros. They are supposed to be out here to work their butts off. And you know what? The players are saying that too. The players are not calling him a jerk in a bad way. You know what I mean? He's being a jerk to make sure that we are set and in our proper positions and ready to go when that ball is laid down there, and he's ready to, because think about this. When you're a veteran quarterback, NFL defenses. So when you get up to the line of scrimmage, you want to make sure everybody's set. That time is so important. That's an extra 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds to where you could sit there and scan the defense and figure out what the defense is doing and then make your own adjustments. So that's a very, very important situation that Matt Ryan is bringing to the Colts that a certain Carson Wentz didn't bring last year.
Well, there you go. When you're too soft, hey, little buddy, you're not in the right position. Can you, man, shut your ass up. That's what you're going to get to a soft ass quarterback. They're not going to respect you, right? Listen. Matt Ryan knows the deal. That boy is a future potential Hall of Famer, right? He's got the numbers to back it up. He's still young enough to play multiple years in this game, and he's got a team that is competitive. And let's not forget, the boy was at the Super Bowl. He had that Super Bowl, and then Tom Brady happened, right? So he's aware of what's going down. He is aware. Now, here's the question, though, and somebody brought this up, and I'm gonna make sure I try to bring that up again. Oiler Titan. He goes, Colts' weakness is on the O-line. It is the tackle position. Both. Could be trouble for an immobile Matt Ryan. The key is slowing down Jonathan Taylor. I mean, every team had the plan to slow down Jonathan Taylor, but you just can't. That boy is just too nice. But I do want to talk about it because I'm going to jump into the trenches with you, and then we're going to talk about what we got in the trenches. And I'm looking at your tackles right now. Right tackle Braden Smith, and you got Matt Pryor. So are you big on these guys? I mean, we already know you guys got Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly, but your tackles.
Okay,
Braden coming at you, Greg Rousseau.
Yeah,
so we got some edge rushers now. So
I'm good. I'm good with Braden Smith. He's a Pro Bowler, second team All Pro. He's not bad. He's a guy that came in as a guard and became a tackle. Moved out to tackle in his rookie year and solidified himself immediately. Something that rarely happens in the NFL. You'll see tackles go to guards, but rarely do you see guards go to tackle. He's good. It's that left tackle position that is a little bit iffy, and I will agree with him. Where, Matt Pryor, he's only got a few games that he has played. I think 2 games that he's played at left tackle. Now in practice, he has held his own against guys like Yannick Ngakoue, against guys like DeForest Buckner. Sometimes they beat him. Sometimes he's able to hold off. What I look at a left tackle, you aren't going to lock down elite pass rushers 100% of the time. You're just not going to.
Too tough. The game's too good.
Yeah, exactly. But if you could hold your own 85, 90% of the time and be able to give your guy, your quarterback, 3, 4, 5 seconds, the game's going to open up and you've done your job. That's all you got to do. Now, the benefit of Matt Pryor is he's got a guy like Quentin Nelson beside him to help him out.
That's right.
So
that makes a difference.
Yep.
That makes a difference. Now he's going up against Von Miller. He's going up against, Greg Rousseau going into his second year. And this defense is going to be tenacious. But before I get into the more trench talk, my man John DeMarchi coming in with a super chat. We appreciate you, Johnny. Johnny says, great show. This is for Owen. What Colts players do we not know about? And who is coming up that we should be watching? Also, we had Bill Polian as the GM first. Kidding. He wants to rub that in your face right there.
Bill Polian took you to 4 straight Super Bowls.
Stop right there. We're done. But talk to us. Talk to us about players that we don't know about that are making waves with the Colts, and that could potentially be problematic for us in our preseason game. But not only the preseason game, but further down the line, because we may meet the Colts. I mean, I don't think we have you guys on our no, we don't. We had you guys last year, so we could meet you guys down in the playoffs. We never know. So who is it that we should be watching for that is creating problems, or that could be creating problems for us?
On offense, I've already talked about 2 of the guys. Andrew Ogletree, the tight end, has been phenomenal. He's a very good receiving tight end. Has even been pretty good in the blocking scheme as well. And then I don't know. Let's see here. We got Ashton Doolin. I talked a little bit about him. Again, think about this. The Colts receiving, like receivers and tight ends.
Yep.
All right. Pittman is 6'5". Alec Pierce is 6'3". Doolin is 6'4". Mo Alley Cox, the tight end, is 6'7". The new guy, Jelani Woods. Yeah, he's like 6'8". So he's got like all these guys that are absolutely like huge monster dudes. But on the defense, keep an eye on Isaiah Rodgers, the cornerback.
Isaiah Rodgers, I love that.
Isaiah Rodgers. Now, I'm going to he is not the biggest corner in the NFL. He's kind of he's a little dude, but he is so fast, and he's able to break on a ball really, really quickly. I think he and Gilmore have the most interceptions so far in training camp. And the issue is with Rodgers is he's one of those really high highs or really low lows type guys, kind of like the Trayvon Diggs type situation where he's going to get you interceptions, but there's going to be times when people are able. Yeah. So that's a guy you want to keep an eye on, because if he can legitimately learn a little bit from some of the veterans out there in the cornerback room and the defensive back room, he is going to do some stuff. Also, keep an eye on Julian Blackmon. Dude was on pace to be a Pro Bowler last year at the safety position for the Indianapolis Colts before he blew his knee out.
So you got Julian Blackmon and you got Nick Cross. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna see what's really good. Speaking of players to watch out for, you brought in Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore, when he's with the Bills, solid player. We just could not retain him. I mean, we just didn't have the money at the time to bring him in, and there was mixed feelings on should we bring back Gilmore, should we not? Then he decided to go to the Patriots, and then it was hate from there on. We never gave no love to him. He was already getting hated on a little bit from Bills fans because he has a signature thing that he does where he'll lock you down, and then he'll blow a coverage and then start looking at somebody else to blame like it wasn't me. What's Gilmore looking like in camp right now? He's a little older now. He still can play. But what's he been looking like? Is he the leader? Is he the lockdown corner that he once was? Is he getting kind of played over there? Is Alec Pierce running routes all over him?
No.
He's been doing it, or is he locking things down over there?
I think Pierce has 2 catches the entire training camp against Gilmore. He's gotten interceptions against Pierce. He's gotten interceptions against Michael Pittman. He is a stud right now.
That's why I didn't know.
Yeah, that's straight up. And I'm not even saying that because I'm a fan and I'm, hoping. I'm sit there and watch him, and he just shadows guys so well. Oh my, and breaks. What I like about it is when the receiver adjusts to the ball, that's when he makes his move to adjust to the ball as well, right? And that's when oh, this could be big.
Yes.
And yeah, Gilmore is there. He doesn't have the top end speed to cover, a Paris Campbell or a Tyreek Hill or something
Absolutely.
of that nature. But you go up against possession receivers, guys who rely on their hands and their route running to get open. Gilmore will lock them down all day and has done that during practice. The biggest question has been, is he going to stay healthy? Because he's had that, little bit of an injury bug the last couple years. You know what I'm saying?
I totally hear that. But before we get into our next topic, I got to give a shout out to my man, Ryan Teal. Ryan Teal, welcome to the Bing Squad. Bing, biggity, bing. For those that are wondering what the heck I'm talking about when I say Bing, biggity, bing, you can join. You can become part of the Bing Squad. And when you do become part of the Bing Squad, there are tiers. There are things that you can get. And when the season starts, I'm just going to start bringing up the phone calls. Y'all can start calling in and letting me have it, right? If you are part of the Bing Squad. So if you're super pumped and you want to get on there and rant and talk about how great our team is, you have the opportunity to do it. If we lose and somebody blew it, and you want to let me know how you feel, you have the opportunity to call in live on the air. But the only way you can do it is if you're part of the Bing Squad. So Ryan Teal, Bing, biggity, bing. Welcome to the Bing Squad. I appreciate you. And we are going to jump into our next topic here. All right. So you know what we have on the Bills. You see what we've been doing on the Bills. And you're objective. You're not pro Colts and nobody else. Like, you see things for what they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've been hearing and you've been seeing a lot of talk about these Bills, right? These Bills are the Super Bowl favorites. These Bills are, saying, they may go undefeated. These Bills, Josh Allen is MVP. Like, the noise is out there, right? The noise is out there. As a Colts fan, and you saw it firsthand, and you're like, what's the big hype? Ran the ball down their throats. What is the big hype? So talk to me from a fan's perspective of what you've been hearing from national media, and is the hype real? Are we as Bills fans, like, are we overhyping this team, or rightfully so? You guys are you're going to be one of the best in the game, and you guys have the potential to win the whole thing. So what's the outside thought when you see all this Bills chatter? Are you sick of it, or is this right? Perfect. It's the right timing? What do you think?
So you can go back to my channel, and please do subscribe. I'd appreciate it. I'm going to throw that in there real quick.
I would 100%. By the way, I want everybody to stop right now and please write this down. Lawrence Owen, Colts Law on YouTube. Please give this man a follow. It's gross how he's only at 2K. This man should be at least 10K minimum. Please do me a favor and follow my guy. Legit. The guy is straight legit, and he's content creation. That's what he does. Film study, you name it, he's on it. Talk to me. What is the perspective? I need to know.
So like I said, you can go back to my channel and look at my past streams when this question comes up about the Bills and Josh Allen and all that. I have the Bills going to the Super Bowl this year. I have Josh Allen winning the MVP.
Talk to me.
Okay. I've been a Josh Allen lover since he came into the second year, technically, when I saw that he was making huge steps. That second year, he made big steps. A lot of people didn't see it, but I did, and I was like, if he makes that kind of a step in his third year, which he did, he's going to be a legit superstar. And he did. And now your Bills are just trying to completely fill that the voids around him and put that team together to get over that whole 13-second BS that happened in the divisional rounds, right? Because I remember, I was like, man, that came down. That was whoever won the flip, won the coin flip, right? That was BS.
It was that easy. Whoever gets it, whoever's got the ball last is going to win this game.
Yes.
And then, sure enough.
Yes, that's how I was like, that sucks.
That hurts.
I was rooting for you guys.
For sure, man.
A lot of closet Bills fans in Colts Nation, believe it or not, because we feel that there's what gets Colts fans to liking another team. Now, I'm not saying that we're like, when the Colts and the Bills play, we're rooting for the Bills. No. But I'm just saying, it's your fan base.
For sure.
Your fan base is
very
good. It is
a
good fan base. You can talk trash, but it's not disrespectful trash. You know what I mean? Whereas you go, I hate to say it, Kansas City Chiefs fans, kind of, oh my goodness, right?
Yeah, there's something else, man. I have some friends that are Chiefs fans, and they feel good. They feel great. They'll let you know it. The one thing I can say about Bills fans is we've been challenged for so long to be relevant that when we finally have something nice, I'm not saying we don't know how to act, but we're just elated to have a team that is competitive. We've got a quarterback, we've got a GM, we've got an owner, we're about to get a new stadium. Like, things are good for Buffalo right now, right? And the future is bright. So it's not about hating on other teams, but we just love our team so damn much. And if you happen to be in our way, we might poo-poo on you respectfully, right? But we just love our team so damn much. It's just what it is. But the fact that you feel confident that this Bills team is good enough to win the whole thing, listen, I love it. And I got to ask you this, though, because I don't know if you know who our first opponents are, our first few opponents. We go Rams, Titans, Dolphins, Ravens, Steelers, and then KC, right? Then we go Green Bay right after that. So I'm going to ask you, those first 7 games, I need your opinion here. Do we beat the Rams?
That's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
That's a tough one. That's my Super Bowl right there.
Oh, damn. Rams and Bills.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something? Face off in week 1 and then go back again? Oh, that would be nasty. That would be nasty.
Yeah.
I got to say, so I'm going to give you some time because I got a super chat coming in from my man, John DeMarchi, and I'll give you some time to give me that prediction because it's tough. I know it is. Trust me. We went through it. Bills fans went through it, and we feel that we could go 13-14. We got 4 losses that we could have, but I mean, we'll see how that plays out. But John DeMarchi comes in with a super chat and says, hey, Lawrence makes a great point. Josh started year 2, 3 and 6 TDP. I'm not sure. Oh, touchdown to interception ratio up to pass loss in Orchard Park and closed out 7-3, including playoffs last 12 games. Then year 3, he went supernova. You damn right. So you get that. And some people want to talk about year 3 means nothing. I don't know why this thing of year 3 is something. It is something. Year 1, you make all your mistakes. Year 2, you start to kind of get acquainted with the system. You start to play faster. Year 3, you're in system you're in the system in the 3rd year straight, hopefully. So the mental stuff is gone. Now you can play fast. Of course, year 3 is huge. Year 4 is even better. But year 3 is a thing. Some people claim that year 3 means nothing. Why is it a thing? Oh, it's a thing. It's a thing in basketball. It's a thing in all sports. Even in a job. If you have a job year 1, you're not doing great. Year 2, okay, you're starting to get a hold of it. Year 3, we need to see what you got. So that's Josh Allen. That's the Bills. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's the Elam thing, isn't it?
We'll find out. I don't know if they're still as forgiving with DBs. Because if you continue to keep getting, you know what I'm saying, being a liability, boy, you're going to lie on this bench. You know what I'm saying? And somebody else is going to jump in. So I'm going to go back to you. Rams, Bills. I mean, this is a toss-up, really.
It is. It is a toss-up.
So what you got? It's okay if you go Rams. Super Bowl.
I'm going to give the edge. I'm going to give the edge to the Bills because you have Von Miller on your team.
Okay. I respect it.
That is a little bit of a situation there. I think Vaughn, I don't think he has any hate or anything for the Rams, right? But it is a team that he played against last year. He knows that the tackles very well. He knows the blocking schemes. He practiced against it daily.
That's a good point.
I think Vaughn will be able to maybe share a little bit of information, direct people around a little bit. Your defense might look a little bit better against the Rams than what a lot of other teams will. So I'm going to give the edge to the Bills.
I like that. Okay. Titans, Monday Night Football.
See, this is I got to give it to the Bills. I got to give it to the Bills because Titans, first off, they got all new wide receivers, right?
Yep.
And
Former Rams on that squad, former Bill, Robert Woods.
But at the same time, you got to figure Tannehill don't know these guys, and you're going into a live action game for the first time with brand new receivers that you don't know nothing about, plus a rookie, and the guys that you leaned on your whole, the last couple years, like AJ Brown and them, that they're not there no more. Derrick Henry's coming off an injury. Is he going to be the same? I don't know. Defense, legit. Defense is legit over there in Tennessee, though. You guys know that. I remember last year.
We stole some players. We took Daquan Jones from them. We took Roger Saffold from them. Maybe he's a little older. Questenberry, we took some players.
Questenberry,
from them. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So you give the win to the Bills. I like that. Here's a tricky one for you. The Miami Dolphins. There's a lot of hype right now for the Miami Dolphins, man. Tua's slinging that rock. He's looking good out there. They're saying that when he went against the Bucs in their little inter-scrimmage, he was dotting everybody up. He was playing really well. Tyreek Hill has given this city new life, right? They got a surge of receivers, a bevy of receivers. Raheem Mostert, one of my favorite running backs in the game right now. Raheem Mostert is going to give them a boost. They improve their O-line. Their defense is going to be solid. Top corners, top safeties. It looks good on paper. Are you a believer in the Dolphins?
Where is it?
It's gonna be at the Dolphins.
I'm gonna give the edge to Miami just for the simple fact that it's still gonna be because it's summertime. Because the heat is a thing. And oh my goodness, Patriots fans will tell you the same thing.
What's that?
Colts fans will say the same thing about going to Florida earlier in the year. It's a completely different ball game. It's a home field advantage that is almost unfair because of dehydration and cramps, things of that nature. It's tough, and I do like where Miami is sitting right now. I think Miami has a shot, an outside shot, but a shot to get to the playoffs, right?
Yep.
The only question is, legitimately, how's Tua going to look?
How's Tua going to look? Can I drop a stat real quick for you?
Sure.
And whether this makes a difference for if you want to change your idea. In the last 10 games that the Bills and the Dolphins have played, 9-1. All right. The last 3 years, the Bills are 6-0. So I don't know if the heat has anything to do with what we're going to do to the Dolphins. I'm just keeping it real. If the heat was an issue, they would have, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Now, I respect the Dolphins. They've got a hell of a roster. There's no question about it. But I think we're all asking the same questions. What's Tua going to do for us?
There's also games that you're going to have letdown games on.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
100%.
Right. And
you can ask the Jacksonville Jaguars about that one.
Ta-da!
There you go. I get that.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like the Bills have a lot of confidence against Miami. You're walking into Miami in the summer heat.
I respect it.
And this could be one of those, well, we walked in thinking we should have won this game, and it ended up turning against us. It's just, that's how I see it.
My man John DeMarchi is from Miami. He's from the 305. He says, I'm Bills Mafia for 52 years, but the Fins did close out at 8-1 last season. So they've got some momentum, John's saying. John's saying they've got some momentum, and he's in the heart of Miami. So he hears it all. So I respect what John is saying. So it's going to be fun. So I'm going to give the Dolphins the win because realistically, I like the Patriots over the Dolphins. And Patriots, the Bills over the Dolphins, because if it's a shootout, who am I going to trust? Do I trust Josh Allen in a shootout? Do I trust Tua in a shootout? And heat does do a factor, but football is football at the end of the day. But it does play a factor. So I'll give that. Ravens, Bills.
That's going to be interesting because this is not a shootout game.
No, it's not.
This is not and this is where you're going to be like, did we get our run D like on? right?
Because they're going to be ready to run that rock.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, they got everybody back.
Everybody's back.
You know, the Ravens are pissed off from last year,
They
right?
certainly are.
Because
they certainly are. And they
lost
had a good
3/4
draft.
of their team. Yeah, they had a good
They
draft.
had a very good draft. So are you saying the Ravens can upset the Bills here?
I still like the Bills in this game.
All right, we'll take the Bills.
But it's gonna be close, I think.
How quickly are you going to give me the answer to this one? Bills, Steelers. Mitch Trubisky seems to be starter for now. Who knows how Kenny Pickett's going to come? Who knows? Mason Rudolph might come in. I know they have a strong defense. They always have a strong defense. Deontay Johnson just got paid. And he's not a slouch. He can play. He can run. Claypool's out there. So they got some good offensive weapons. Trubisky, who knows? Bills, Steelers.
I like the Bills, but
I like the Bills too.
I like it in a sloppy game, though. I think there'll probably be like 4 or 5 turnovers in that game.
Damn, you think so?
The Steelers defense, it's what they're known for. And when you look at the offense and the quarterbacks for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I could see some opportunities there for Buffalo to come away with a few as well. So, yeah, I could see some turnovers, sloppy game.
I like that. But you have the Bills winning that one. I like that a lot. Here we go. Here's the big one. Bills, Kansas City.
Ooh, rematch.
Rematch. Now, let me give you a reminder. So Bills go regular season to go into Kansas City and take down Kansas City. Obviously, we play the Kansas City Chiefs once again, and then you already know what happened. Most folks say that that was a Bills win. That doesn't happen. Bills win. That's a fluke. It is what it is. But Eric Bieniemy gave a speech apparently and was like, listen, they beat us. They took it to us. You can't let them come back here and punk us again. Show some respect. This is the revenge game. Let's get it. Now, there's a rivalry going on right now. That's it. Chiefs and Bills, there's a mini rivalry going on right now. And here it is. Kansas City and the Bills. Who you got?
This is a tough one, too, because it has nothing to do with last year. Because the Chiefs do not look like the same team.
100%. Totally agree. But you know what is the same? The 2 quarterbacks.
Yes.
What you got? It's a tough one, man. I get it.
I hate to say it's a coin flip, but
I like that. So who you taking on that coin flip?
Oh, good Lord.
I know.
Hey, they won it last time. We'll give it to you this time.
There you go. Okay, we'll take the Bills. Bills take it regular season, but we all know regular season doesn't give it. Who cares? Who cares about regular season? I mean, the Colts fans know about it. And I need to talk to you about that, by the way, and how sick you guys were. But anyway, we'll go on. And last but not least, the first 7 games, Green Bay. That's a toss-up. I don't know what's going on with the Green Bay. Devontae's gone. I mean, they got Romeo Doubs. Romeo Doubs is doing some good things.
Their defense is legit, and it's hard to bet against the 2-time reigning MVP of the NFL. You know what I mean?
It's tough.
This is again, where is it?
They're talking about the burn when you're like, hey man, it's awesome. That was witty. But yeah, this Green Bay Packers team, man. I don't know, man.
Where is the game?
This one, I believe, I think Green Bay's at our place. Can't recall. If the chat knows if it's if we're at Green Bay or Green Bay is coming to us. I think they're coming to us. So Green Bay at Bills.
Looks like
I think they're coming to us.
Buffan 716 says looks like it's at Buffalo. So
yeah, it is at Buffalo.
Green Bay. I'll give you guys the edge on that one.
Okay, I like it. So in the first 7 games, my man Owen has us going 6-1.
With the only loss against the team that you don't expect to lose to.
The Dolphins. Listen, man, I'm not going to hate on the Dolphins, and I really do like what the Dolphins have going. When you have a quarterback that is accurate, you don't need to throw that ball 65, 70 yards. You don't have to be Pat Mahomes, man. Just get the ball in your playmaker's hands. What do you think Tom Brady's been doing most of his career? You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously he's got a whole lot of yards, but he's been playing 20 years. But like sometimes if it's not there, man, give it to James White. James White will do it for you. I mean, give it to Edelman on that short little route. He'll do the rest for you. So it's just what it is, man. But the at the end of the day, man, is going to be what Tua does. But listen, folks, I've had the pleasure of having Owen on my show before, and it never disappoints. He is a pleasure. Do me a favor, please follow Owen. It's really simple. Colts Law, YouTube, Colts Law, YouTube.
You can just type
And
in that too.
and type in Lawrence Owen. That's it, man. Type in Lawrence Owen, and you guys are set. And you can't go wrong, man. Listen, film study, player interviews. He is what the Buffalo Fanatics do, but for the Colts. And the man's got press passes, man. So I'm a little envious. But it's all love because you are paving the way for others like us. So it eventually is going to happen, man. So excellent to have you as always. I'm glad you joined. It's going to be a fun show for those that are watching on the end. For those that are watching right now, and if you've reached this point, do me a favor. Once you guys get to this point, if you've reached this point, I want you to type in Lawrence Owen. Type in Lawrence Owen in the comment section. This is for those that are watching on the replay. Then I know you reached this far. And then while you do that, go ahead and type that into the search bar and go follow my guy, Lawrence Owen. Let's get his followership up, man. It's ridiculous that he's sitting at 2K. Boy, it should be at 10K easy, man. Anyways, Lawrence, you're always a pleasure. You're always a breath of fresh air. I appreciate you. Let people know what else you're up to. Are you up to anything else? Are you part of it? Because I know I see you're part of the Believe crew. So talk on it, man.
Yeah. First off, thank you again for having me on, man. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure coming on here and talking football with you. And you're very knowledgeable fan base sitting down here. I appreciate that a lot. But I'm Lawrence Owen. I'm the host of the Colts Law podcast over on YouTube on Lawrence Owen /C/ or YouTube/C/ Lawrence Owen. Colts Law. I'm also part of the Believe podcast network, Believe in Colts. Have a co-host, former cornerback for the Indianapolis Colts, Gerard Powers is my co-host on there. He took over after former linebacker DeQuell Jackson decided to go and to work on his own podcast. So we've been working our tails off trying to get stuff out there to you guys. You can also follow me on Twitter at Colts_law.
Wonderful.
So thanks again.
Love it. No, love it, man. Listen, good luck to you guys this season, man. I think some good things happen. The AFC South. I think you guys should have some success this year, man. You guys
hopefully we meet again in the AFC Championship.
I don't want to meet you guys. I don't want to meet you guys, man. Yo, Jonathan Taylor scares the heck out of me. But we did definitely
2 years ago in the playoffs, man. You guys smoked us, so we're just even now.
Dude, we had to bat that ball down. What are you talking about? We had to bat it down. You guys were still in that game, but nonetheless, I don't want to see the damn Colts because if you bet the playoffs, I think it was when we were doing calculations as to like what team has to do what. There were a lot of times where it was going to be Colts Bills. I'm like, no, not him. We don't want that guy. Anyway, but you guys improved vastly. Better quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Guys are in the system again. Your receiving core has gotten better. So, dude, keep up the freaking great work out there, man. You guys are doing it. My man Moss says, yo, Rico, you working on that man cave like that? Yo, Lawrence is doing it out there, man. Lawrence is doing it. So much love to my man Lawrence. Appreciate you very much so, man. And we'll catch you on the flip side. Colts, I think you guys will win this division. I don't think anybody's touching you. I think you got the Titans. And you got yourself a quarterback that means business and that knows how to win. That's the big thing. So I'm hoping you guys have some great success and we'll see you. Listen, man, make that playoffs, man. Make that playoffs, man. That's all we got to do. You got to make the dance, and we'll see you. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side, man. So Lawrence, I appreciate you, man. Have yourself a great one. We'll catch up soon. And until next time, man.
Have a good one.
You too, man. And that's my guy, Lawrence Owen. Listen, love that man. Always great conversation with him. You can't force that type of stuff, man. You can either have good chemistry with someone or you don't. And he's doing big things. And I honestly mean this very much so, man. I don't know how this man doesn't have more followers. I mean, Colts fans, y'all got to step up, man. Show your guy some love. Show your guy some love, man. Like the same way Bills Mafia shows us love, us content creators love. You got to show your guy love, man. You got to, man. So Bills Mafia, do what we do, man. Go show him some love and go from there, man. And it's always great. It's always great. My man Lawrence came in right now and says, yo, thanks, guys. You all had great questions. And absolutely. So he says, guys, there are some guys that we've got to pay attention to. There's some guys that we got to follow. So obviously he feels really good about his receiving core. The receiving core is strong. Paris Campbell has to stay healthy. But he talked about Nick Cross getting the start. Nick Cross is going to be a freaking problem. And we all know Nick Cross. There were times Buffalo Bills fans were talking about Nick Cross potentially coming to, you know what I'm saying, the Bills. So we'll see how that plays out, man, for real. Kenny Moore is going to be playing corner out there. You know what I'm saying? Julian Blackman, he says he likes a lot coming back from injury. Stephon Gilmore's been a stud. So that defense, that Colts defense, they always play well. I didn't even jump into that defensive front. I already know that defensive front is tight. Listen, you got DeForest Buckner, Kwity Paye, Grover Stewart, Yannick Ngakoue. They just brought a Yannick Ngakoue closer. Fam, watch out for these freaking Colts. And you got not Darius Leonard. You got Shaquille Leonard. So, like, you already know that these guys are all about taking that ball away. So, Colts are going to be a damn problem for that AFC South, man. So, good on them. But we got the AFC East to worry about. But I'm a little concerned, though. Lawrence gave the win to the Dolphins. Really? I mean, I get it. It's going to be hot. But how many South Florida boys do we have on the Bills, baby? We already know what's good. There's a whole bunch of South Florida boys on this team, man. The whole running back crew is from Florida. Our corners from Florida. You know what I'm saying? Man, we ain't bugging, man. These guys already know the heat, man. Just man up. Man up. You know what I'm saying? Hydrate. And let's get ready to, you know what I'm saying? Let's ready to put it on a show. Put on a damn show, man. That's what it comes down to. Pete, what's up, my man? Pete says, yo, great show as always. Also, I'd hope the Colts fans appreciate Frank Reich as much as we do. Well, I'm sure they do, man. They just got to show more love. Show a little more love. So, folks, recapping how this show has gone down. So, obviously, we talked about like who's supposed to step up this game. Who is supposed to step up? Dude, I hope I didn't burp in the damn thing. I just burped just now. I apologize for that. Unprofessional. So, number 5, players to watch in this week 1 matchup. Matt Ariza. I need to see my man. I need to see how controlled he is by punting that football. And we are going to be punting. So I need to see how he looks. I mean, he's going to be splitting time with Matt Hogg. So everybody's going to be like, oh, Matt Hogg is in there. Just punt the ball and get at it. Okay, now we got the real punter that we want to see. Let's see what he's got. Number 4, I'm going to be looking at the O-line. How well can we gel quickly in short time? Because the season is upon us, man. The season is upon us, and we got to get Roger Saffold, Ryan Bates, all these boys got to get well and get going. So we'll see how we play out, right? Number 3, OJ Howard. OJ Howard, for sure, we need to see what's going on with OJ. I need to see what he's got, because I'm telling you right now, he ain't no lock. I was excited for him to be on the squad. Maybe we can get the old OJ, you know, say coming out of Alabama, but he ain't young OJ. It sounds weird that I say young OJ. You know what I'm saying? He's older OJ. You feel me? So we'll see. I mean, he's got to step his game up. We're going to see what's going on, because Quentin Morris is going to be on his ass. Tommy Sweeney's going to be on his ass. So I'm not saying he's going to get cut, but he ain't no lock. He's got to make sure that he shows us what's really good, right? Number 2, James Cook. James Cook, we drafted you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's hyped. I want to be hyped like them. Please make me hype, because right now I was ready to go with Breece. Breece Hall was my guy. That was my draft sweetheart, but it's not the case. So, James, make me a believer. Get me hype. I want to be hyped like everybody else, man. Make me hype, man. I want to be a hype man. Let me be your hype man. James Cook, let me be your hype man. I tell you right now, because if you get me on your side, man, I rock with you. It's over with. And last but not least, Kyer freaking Elam. I'm excited for Kyer Elam. I really am. I'm excited for him. And I want him to succeed. And I want him to put it all together. But I understand he's a rookie. But boy, I'll be watching, because guess what? Christian Benford is on your ass. He's on your ass, boy. And that's great competition. We'll see how that plays out, man. We really, really will. And I got one more. I mean, I talked about AJ Epinesa being also a how do I put that? Let me try to put that. Being, I guess an underdog. Being an underdog on that, right? So we'll see how that plays out. Christian Bedford is gonna be there, man. And then also AJ Epinesa. We gotta see what AJ's gonna be up to. And we'll see how that plays. Because AJ is gonna be, eyes are gonna be on AJ. Silas Whittle, what up, Si? Si comes in and says, yo, I'll be at that Miami game rocking that AJ jersey. I'm looking for AJ, Kyer, the O-line, Moss, and Hodgins. Yes! Isaiah Hodgins. 14-3 should get us that 1 seed. Go Bills. You damn right it should get us that 1 seed. I really say. And you know what? Another honorable mention is Isaiah Hodgins. I had Isaiah Hodgins out for the count. I had him out for the count. And I thought, nah, it's just too tough. Not that he wasn't good enough, it's just too tough. And then here he comes in and he's pushing. He is pushing to make this roster. Is it going to be Kumaro that gets the axe and Hodgins squeaks onto this roster? Is he good enough to be on special teams? Those are the things that stand out, folks. Those are the things that's going to stand out. So pay attention. Don't skip preseason. Do not skip preseason, especially there's one game less. So a lot of things are going to have to be compressed and they got to show what they got. Most of these teams are already built. For the most part, they're already built. I mean, there's like 14 guys probably that's like inbounds. We don't know what's going on. So we'll see how that plays out. By the way, golly, I just saw this from my man Cardero Linder. Cardero Linder. Bing, biggity, mother effing. Bing. Thank you for that super chat. That's a big super chat from my man. And that's not him showing, I mean, look at me, look at this. Cardero has been a long-time listener, long-time viewer, long-time supporter. And this goes years. So I appreciate you, Cardero. You know what it is, man. It's always love. He says, looking forward to see James Cook in action. Go Dogs, Georgia. Listen, man, I want to be his hype man. I keep telling you I want to be his hype man. This is no hate. No hate whatsoever. It's love. But I'm so competitive. I want this team to be so good. I want all my rookies to jump in, man. I want Terrell Bernard to get his thing. I want Christian Benford to get his thing, man. This team is destined for great freaking things. Let's make it happen, baby. Let's make it happen, man. I'm so excited for tomorrow's game, man. So I appreciate you, Cardero. That's love. It's always love. It's always going to be that way. And Bills Mafia always comes through, man. But more specifically, Buffalo Fanatics. That's love, man. Salute to y'all, man. But listen, folks, one last thing that I want to jump on that I'm going to be paying attention to, right? And Isaiah Hodgins was a great one. Silas, thank you for that, man. But I'm gonna be paying attention to the play calling. And I know play calling isn't. They're not going to show anything. They're not going to show anything crazy. It's going to be vanilla, right? But Ken Dorsey is going to be calling plays without Brian Daboll for the first time ever. So I want to see what kind of rhythm we get into. I want to see what kind of pattern he gets into, right? Is he a freaking Nate Hackett from years back? Was run, pass. You already knew what was happening. Is he going to be creative? Is he going to give us double tight end? Is he going to give us wishbone formation? I don't know what he's going to do, but I'm looking forward to seeing what Ken Dorsey is going to be doing in his first preseason. He's calling the game. He's calling the plays. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. What patterns? How is he going to do it? How is he moving people around? Right? Who's going to be starting? I mean, a lot of things can play. I don't want to look into it too further, but nonetheless, no more Daboll. Daboll, it's official, man. It's Ken Dorsey season. Daboll's doing his own thing. He's got to deal with Feliciano getting drug out the freaking club and tossing, looking like a damn fool, bumping all that gum. He's got to deal with that. We got Ken Dorsey. We got Kenny. You know what I'm saying? Kenny D. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be doing his thing, man. So I'm looking very much forward to seeing the play calling and how it's done and you know what I'm saying? Like the patterns he's going to be doing and how he runs, how he does it. It's going to be cool, man. So that's it for me, folks. Y'all been extra great. Y'all been extra fancy. Y'all been showing love for years now. I mean, we've been doing this thing since 2013 from Facebook, and we here still strong as ever, man. 22,000 followers, and let's keep it pumping, man. So if you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? This season is going to be massive. Big time season. Z-Boss holding it down. My man Rev is holding it down. My man Evan is holding it down. You know what I'm saying? The Writers Club is just typing away and putting out articles. Fam, let's go. Let's go, man. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. You guys have been great. You guys have been fantastic. Always. I always got to tell y'all this, man. You never know who's watching. You never know, you know what I'm saying, the gestures that you can give to someone. Always do something kind. Because it's coming right back to you. It's coming right back to you, man. Always love, and we'll keep it that way. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. Smash that like before you get out of here. Share this to your friends and your family. If they're not Bills fans, make them a Bills fan. Show this up. You know what I'm saying? And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy. And I'm gone. Have a good weekend. Let's enjoy the game tomorrow. Go mother effing Bills. Let's go.
Buffalo, it's the mafia. 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 It's the Buffalo Bills, ayy. It's the Buffalo Bills, ayy. Buffalo, it's the mafia. Josh Allen, Steph Diggs, Shaq Lawson, who's stopping us? Trey Edmonds, Ed Oliver, Jordan Phillips, who blocking us? I don't see nobody stopping us. Number one, no one on top of us. Mitch Moore snapped to Josh Allen, looking down the field, see no one open, so he scrambled right. He see somebody open, but he off balance, so he gotta be focused. Dawkins with the block, Allen with the shot, 70 yards. Will it be caught? Gabe Davis or Jay Crowder down the field, past the whole roster. That Steph Diggs make it so easy. Touchdown, Highmark Field rocking every Sunday. Got a hangover on every Monday. Get your bass kicked, you know we winning. Josh Allen passing, who gon' pass us? With Devin and Cook, you know we great. If you're not a Bills fan, we don't relate. Nah. Buffalo, it's the mafia. Josh Allen, Steph Diggs, Don Brown, who's stopping us? Trey Edmonds, Ed Oliver, Jordan Phillips, who blocking us? Who? No one.